Imagine the most idyllic vacation you could ever dream of. Crystal clear waters, endless sunshine, and not a worry in the world. A broken bar until it all shatters. What if that perfect escape became the very thing you desperately needed to escape from? This isn't just a bad trip, it's a terrifying unraveling. We were supposed to be sipping cocktails on the beach, not screaming in a hotel lobby while he hurled my suitcase into traffic. That was the moment I realized at a broken bar he didn't deserve another ounce of my kindness. And what happened next? Well, let's just say he'll think twice before ruining anyone's vacation again. If you've ever been stuck with someone who turns every dream into a nightmare, you'll want to hear this story. Hit like, subscribe, and buckle in because this revenge is as hot as a Caribbean sunburn. I was 23, fresh out of college, with my first real job and my first serious boyfriend, Daniel. On paper, he was perfect, charming, tall, athletic, always smiling in front of others. But behind closed doors, he was a master manipulator, and I didn't see the signs until it was too late. Our first vacation together should have been a dream. I planned everything: flights, hotels, excursions, paid for most of it, too. Daniel forgot his passport, blamed me for not reminding him, and spent the entire trip sulking. He rolled his eyes when I wanted to take pictures, refused to try local food, and spent hours playing games on his phone in the hotel room. I brushed it off. Everyone has off days, right? But it became a pattern. The second vacation, the same story. I booked us a mountain cabin for Christmas. He forgot his winter gear, refused to help with anything, and pouted the entire time. He mocked my enthusiasm. Called me a try-hard tourist. I even caught him texting another girl while I cooked dinner. And the third trip? That's when it got physical. We flew to Mexico for my birthday. I was so excited. I'd been saving for months. On the second night, he got drunk at the resort bar, accused me of flirting with the bartender, and stormed off. When I followed him to calm things down, he screamed at me right in front of a crowd and threw my beach bag into the pool. I should have left then and there. But I didn't. I kept telling myself I could fix this. That he didn't mean it. That he loved me. And that's the lie women like me tell ourselves until one day broken bar we snap. And I did. On our fourth and final vacation. The setup, the perfect vacation that wasn't. I planned a week-long European road trip, Paris to Rome. Scenic drives, quaint towns, beautiful Arabs. It was going to be magical. I even paid extra for a convertible. He complained from the start. The plane food wasn't good. The car was too cramped. Paris was too crowded. He even made a comment like, "Why can't we just Netflix and chill at home instead of pretending we're in a damn movie?" On day 3 in Florence, he threw a full tantrum because I asked him to take a picture of me in front of the Duomo. He snapped one blurry photo and said, "There. Now you can pretend you're an influencer." I didn't say a word. But inside, I started plotting. because I knew something he didn't. The twist, my secret weapon. You see, a broken bar. What Daniel didn't know is that this wasn't just a vacation. It was a test. I had recorded everything from our past trips, receipts, text messages, videos of his outbursts. I'd been building a digital journal, documenting the emotional abuse, the lies, the public humiliations. I had one goal: make sure no one else fell for his act like I did. And Italy? That was the final piece of the puzzle. I waited for the perfect moment. The breaking point. It happened in Rome. Our Airbnb host welcomed us with local pastries and wine. I was glowing. Rome was my dream destination. But Daniel? He insulted the host's accent, tossed the pastries aside, and complained the apartment smelled like garlic. Later that night, I asked if we could dress up and go to a rooftop dinner. I wore my favorite red dress. He wore a hoodie. At dinner, he flirted with the waitress blatantly. Then he told me, maybe if you had a personality, I wouldn't have to look elsewhere. Something in me broke. No more excuses. No more pretending. I smiled, excused myself to the bathroom, a broken bar, and executed my plan. I smiled in the mirror, fixed my lipstick, and walked out of that rooftop restaurant knowing something Daniel didn't. He thought he'd won. Thought I'd crawl back to the Airbnb, beg him to be nice, and thank him for gracing me with his presence. He had no clue I was done pretending. No clue this entire trip was bait. And now? It was time to spring the trap. Daniel was passed out drunk on the Airbnb couch when I got back. I stared at him for a moment, his shirt riding up his stomach, mouth slightly open, one sneaker still on. And suddenly, I wasn't angry anymore. I was calm. Clear. Focused. I pulled out my pre-packed duffel bag, one I had stashed in the closet since day one. Everything important: my passport, wallet, laptop, chargers, and a spare outfit that was inside. I'd already booked myself a hotel just 15 minutes away. Quiet. Discreet. Safe. Next, I went to his side of the room. I had planned this part in detail. I opened the vacuum-sealed packing cubes I brought for him, ironed all his shirts before we left, organized everything by outfit, labeled them by day. He never even said thank you. Didn't matter. Because now, those same perfectly organized clothes were getting a one-way ticket back to Ohio. I slipped each cube into a set of prepaid, tracked shipping mailers, one after the other, then quietly walked to a 24-hour drop-off kiosk 2 blocks away. All his nice things gone. Laptop gone. Electric toothbrush he obsessed over gone. Cologne, PS5 controller, designer sunglasses, all gone. All that was left in the Airbnb was a travel-sized deodorant, a pair of socks, and the hoodie and jeans he passed out. Once I got to the hotel, I sat on the balcony overlooking the glowing streets of Rome and logged into our shared travel budget app. Remember, I paid for everything. But for optics, Daniel insisted we use a shared budgeting tool so he could contribute. Spoiler alert, he never did. So I did the pettiest thing imaginable. I deleted his access to the app and sent him an invoice. Yes. An actual invoice. Every dinner he ruined. Every excursion he ghosted. Every Uber, every upgrade, every spa day he sulked through. I itemized all of it and added a note. This is what it costs to ruin 4 vacations. Payment due immediately. Then I logged into the airline account and cancelled both our return tickets, then rebooked mine under a different name and route. First class. Direct. And him? Stranded. Broke. No way home. I cracked open the folder I'd been working on for almost 6 months, Daniel, behind the smile. It was a private blog with password protection. I had uploaded everything: voice recordings of him screaming at me in public, screenshots of his gaslighting texts, photos of my bruised suitcase after he'd thrown it down a stairwell on our New York trip. But the pi-tilde-di-erasista are the copyright systems. A side-by-side timeline of our vacations, a broken bar matched with screenshots of the woman he'd been texting and flirting with on Instagram during each one. Yep. I'd known for months. The flirty emojis. The wish you were here DMs. The selfies from my hotel bed. I never said a word. Just collected receipts. And now, I hit publish. Then I sent the link to his mom, who always told me I was lucky to have him. His 2 sisters, who had blocked me the moment we started dating. His co-workers. His 3 most recent Instagram flirtations. Subject line: what Daniel's been hiding. Within 45 minutes, I got my first response. Holy SHT. I had no idea. Thank you for warning me. Amanda, his co-worker who had no clue he had a girlfriend. Then another. He sent me a playlist last week. While you were in Italy. Girl. He told me he was single. Sarah, girl number 2. It was delicious. Watching his perfect little image implode. But the best was yet to come. I created a new Reddit account and posted the entire story sanitized, of course to our 2 hot takes and our narcissistic abuse. Title: My BF turned every vacation into hella until I gave him the trip he deserved. It blew up overnight. 42K upvotes in 10 hours. Top comment: You're not the villain. You're the final boss. People begged for updates. Some shared their own horror vacation stories. Others told me they showed my post to their therapist. I started getting DMs. Women asking how I stayed so calm. How I planned so meticulously. How I didn't lose my mind being stuck with someone like Daniel. And the truth? I did lose my mind to Broken Bar slowly, over 4 vacations. But with each ruined trip, each insult disguised as a joke, each gaslight, each dismissal of my feelings, I built this exact moment. Piece by piece. Rage by rage. Until it was unignorable. When Daniel woke up the next morning, I didn't respond to his messages. Not when he said "WTF, where are you?" Not when he screamed "you left." "Are you insane?" Not even when he threatened, "If you don't come back, I'm throwing your SHT in the Tiber River." Because my stuff was already safe. His? Not so much. Instead, I waited. Waited until he finally called me blocked number, of course. And I answered with the calmest voice I've ever had. "Hey Daniel. What the hell is going on? Where are you? Why is all my stuff gone? Why are people messaging me where's SHT? My mom is freaking out. Oh. People are reacting to the blog? A Broken Bar blog? Daniel. I told you I'd remember how you treated me." Then I hung up. 5 minutes later, he texted. "This is slander. I could sue you." So I replied with a single legal disclaimer screenshot I'd already drafted. Everything posted is based on personal experience, evidence, and opinion protected under free speech. Then I blocked him. Everywhere. Phase 6, the public collapse. Daniel returned to the US 3 days later, wearing the same hoodie and jeans, after begging the embassy for emergency documents. His friends had ghosted him. His flings were gone. His job, well, turns out HR got wind of the blog and the social media firestorm. I didn't have to lift a finger. His own behavior dug his grave. He lost the client-facing position he was so proud of and was demoted to back-end analytics. His Instagram, once full of gym selfies and romantic captions, went dark. Last I heard, he moved back in with his mom. Who, by the way, apologized to me. The final straw, the redemption attempt. A month after it all blew up, I received a handwritten letter. The envelope was cheap. The handwriting shaky. Inside, it said, "I know I hurt you. I didn't realize how bad I was. I guess a broken bar, I needed a wake-up call. I hope you're doing well. I really do. No apology. No ownership. Just a broken bar vague regret." I burned the letter. Then uploaded a TikTok version of the story. It hit 3.5 million views in 2 days. Daniel's legacy. Daniel was once the charming guy who everyone said was perfect boyfriend material. Now, he's a walking cautionary tale. I turned his manipulation into my liberation. His cruelty into content. his vacations into viral takedowns. And to the thousands of women who reached out, I told them the same thing. You don't have to stay. You don't need to wait for the last straw. Sometimes revenge isn't about hurting them, it's about reclaiming. They say revenge is best served cold, but I say it's best served under the Italian sun, with wine in hand and peace in your heart. Some men ruin vacations. Others just ruin themselves. If this story hit you in the gut and healed a little piece of your heart, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. What's your version of a vacation from hell? And how would you serve justice on a silver tray? Until next time, you never forget your worth. And never let someone turn their dream trip into a nightmare.